What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hvacroddy. Let's hope I don't break anything.
How you feeling today? I'm just riding my way to wherever it takes me. Teas in my taste. Can you picture a place where there's peace and grace? I leave the blueprints on my steps you can trace.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hvacroddy. Back with another video. Once again, we're on one of those Georgia days where it's nice and sunny in the morning, but give it about 3-4 hours, it's right back rainy and ugly. So I'm gonna try to knock some stuff out before it gets to that point. It's supposed to rain later on today for a couple of hours, and then of course get right back sunny right after. So we're going to see how the day goes. We got 2 maintenances and 2 no cools today, so not too much, not that less. He has a flat, that dude has a flat tire on his trailer, but I don't think he cares. Here is this first system. It's a 2-system maintenance. I'm up in the attic right now, which is not that hot, thankfully. Here is the first system. We're gonna check everything out. It's a heat pump, basically the same thing he has down below too. So we're gonna check both of those out and make sure those are all right. Really not that much, really, AC wise to look at. More if we just check the blower amps. Oh my God, that's disgusting. But the wheel isn't bad. So I guess that's not bad. Now let's look at the duct work. Make sure everything's attached. Of course, change the filter. And that's basically it. Like I said, he has the same thing for the one downstairs, so probably not show that one. So we're gonna finish up everything with this, and then we're gonna head on outside. Oh, that's a lot of dirt and clump. I might ask him, he might want to get that washed off. Yeah, we might want to get a deep clean on that. So we're outside now, and of course, which I kind of already knew, is like a yellow jacket flying around. So for some reason, these units, I've been coming out here for like the last 3 or 4 years. For some reason, these units attract whatever type of like thing this is. It's from plants or something around here, like trees somewhere back here. And every time I come out here every year, it just gets clogged up, the coils. So I always have to come out here and do like a crazy deep clean and try to get this off. Like, it's like a whole nest built up. So before I even start anything, I did clear the drain with my little vacuum, but before I usually start and check everything, I usually have to clean this bad boy off. So that's what we got now. We got the tops slightly off, got the water hose back there. We're gonna clean it a little bit, try to get all this crud off. My goodness. So you see, after a washing, you can see majority of it came off. It's not gonna be spotless because it's just so deep into it. All this was starting to just fall off over time, off the wind. But you can see it was way worse. They really need a deep cleaning, and that's usually when I take basically all of these off, basically the whole outside cage, and wash it off like that. But we don't do that during the maintenance. It's more of a separate service. So that may be something in the future they most likely probably want. But yeah, without doing this probably once a year, most likely their compressor or motor would probably just go bad or overheat, because I mean it was crazy clogged. Like you can even see all of it on the ground that washed off. I'm gonna go kick them on and check some things, and should be all done. So here we are outdoors. Sorry I can't really tell if it's super loud or not, but something inside here is making a loud rattling noise like that. Don't know if it's the condenser motor or the compressor. I'm about to find that out next. But just showing everything that's indoors. I'm gonna cut the system off actually. Cut it off. It's either that I have no idea. That's the sad thing about having two things that makes loud noises right next to each other. You don't know which is which. So it could be just that motor or it could be that compressor. You can tell by, we're gonna disconnect the fan, and that should tell us if it's that or not. Because the fan is gonna turn off. So I'm gonna disconnect that. So it's the fan's turned off. It's the compressor that's making that noise. Alright, so it seems like it's that compressor. I'm gonna check the amperage on that and check the refrigerant levels. But that compressor may be on its way out in the next couple of months or another year or two. Probably due from all the suffocation from all the things around it, like I was talking about. So finished up everything on the last part right now, and that's checking refrigerant levels on this noisy unit. Refrigerant levels look pretty good. I mean, they're not too bad. Subcool is supposed to be at 10. It's at like 6, which isn't that far off, believe it or not. So always want at least 3 degrees differential, but 6 to do. It's not that hot outside also, so it's okay in that part. It does over amp, so something telling me that this compressor is probably about to be on its way out in the next couple of years. So I'm gonna let the homeowner know it needs a hard start kit to at least buy some time maybe. But the way that noise is sounding, it's not friendly at all. The crazy thing is, the one next to it did the same thing 3 years ago. It started out making that loud noise like that, and about a couple of months later, the compressor just completely went out. And that's when we replaced this whole system right there. So I won't be surprised if this is what's in store for this one right next, basically. But I'm gonna tell him he might want to add a hard start kit to see if he can just salvage some more time out of it. And if not, you may want to get ready for a new compressor, basically. Pretty warm up here. Alright, we're at the next stop. Just change the filter real quick. And then we're gonna check the capacitor and the blower. It's pretty warm up here. I think the light switch is actually down there. So, back to our next maintenance. Gonna just check over everything like usual and head down to the bottom. It's really, really warm up here. Goodness. Whew. Alrighty, I'll be back with the bottom floor. Alright, now we're down at the bottom. Whew. The ones up in the attic aren't really gonna get that much recording time because it does take way longer to record, to do maintenance than just coming down and just switching everything out. So yeah, I had to hurry that one up. It's just about 12 o'clock. It's noon now, so temperatures is kind of rising. So them attics are way, way, way hotter than I would like to be sitting down and recording. So there go that. I'm gonna check the blower amps. And the capacitor, if this one has it. Alright, there we go. So no capacitor on it, so that's one listing we gotta check. Just gotta check the blower amps, put a little disinfectant tablet in those little pumps, that kind of just kills bacteria and just dissolves anything that's potentially can clog it up, because that line can get clogged once in a while. And we should be good to go for outdoors. Everything else doesn't really look dirty in here, so that's a good sign. The zone board is either hanging off or just, yeah, I think that zone board's not fully attached to anything, but yep, that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna head on outside. So now we're back outside. Just opened everything up. Check the capacitor, contactor on all units. Refrigerant level is about to get that done. Drain line, gotta go get that pump out for that. Everything checked out fine with the indoor components, except for the capacitor on the system over there. That one reads low. They say it's pretty loud over there. I'm not really gonna walk over there just in case. But basically, it's a 35 by 5 microfarad capacitor. It only reads like about a little bit over 30, which is pretty low. So I'm gonna recommend replacing it with a low capacitor. I mean, you can still have it functioning like that, but it's just not gonna be as efficient, and most likely will probably go out on you in the next month or two, or at least next year. So it's probably best to get done ahead of time than just waiting for it to break and you're hot in your house for a day. But that's basically that with that. You look at that drain. That drain is just pouring out a whole bunch of crap. So I'm gonna have to vacuum that out. Starting to get cloudy, which I kind of figured it was gonna happen around this time. I'm not, mad at it. I'm actually hoping it gets real cloudy. But we'll go grab the vacuum and the gauges and everything, and vacuum that drain out, wash the system up. We can finally do some no cools and see how exciting this day can get. If I ever had to recommend anything to any new technicians or any technician at all that will make life way easier, is to get a little vacuum pump like that. When I say vacuum pump, what am I talking about? Get a little sharp vac and just hook it up to the drain. I bought this little attachment piece off of Amazon, and that basically unclogs drains. I won't say guarantee, but like 8 out of 10 times. It works wonders, saves me tons of time. And we can even do it, for example, I can just click it on. It'll just start taking out a whole bunch of goop and gonk and basically everything you can imagine. Next up is a no cool. So the customer states system starts, stops, starts, stops, which usually is a sign of a safety is getting triggered, which is what I probably suggest is happening. I'm up in the attic right now. I climbed up here. Not as hot, but it's getting there. And I found some water in the pan. So that water in the pan triggers a switch, which is right there to basically cut the system off, because obviously water is getting backed up to the system, which could be from two things. Could be from this drain pushing the water back up in there. I can kind of see some water coming off of that, or system froze up one time and just dropped all the water down there. We won't be able to tell until we open up this, probably, to figure out which is which. If this is full, it may be that, but it doesn't even sound like it's any water in there, so it could have just froze up on them. But other than that, let me get this water out, and we can open this bad boy up and see. So we got the water out the pan, or at least the best I can get it out. Still some in there. I just want to at least get enough to where the system will turn on. So we're gonna cut this open and see if there's water built up in there. You're usually supposed to have like a little T or like a switch, so I can do this without having to worry about cutting all this water out. But seems like it didn't go that route when you start the system, man. Nope, there's no water in there. So turn that up. Look in there. There's no water in there. So it looks like that's dry also. Alrighty, so the system didn't back up. It just froze on itself. It's been off for about a day. So we're gonna go outside, turn the refrigerant levels on, and see what we can find. But first I'm gonna, of course, connect this back for them. Alrighty, so we're back out at the system. This is basically what he described to me what was happening. It starts like that, then eventually, and wait for it, turns off. Now, like I said, usually that happens one or two things: the switch is tripped, or it's going out on low pressure lockout. Which, if you look at the pressures, you can see that side is dropping drastically. Meanwhile, that side is basically not really rising, but that's going to drop to a point where our safety is going to basically switch on, which is that low. It's going to bounce back up. It's going to kick back on like that. It's going to repeat that cycle for however long it has to until the customer realizes it's not working. Unplug that. But basically what could be happening is could be a restriction in the line, or something just blocking the airflow. I checked the blower is on. I don't believe it's frozen. It may just be frozen. I'm gonna have to go up there and check real quickly to make sure it's not frozen. Could just be frozen, and of course that's why the coil is getting so cold. Or like I said, there's a restriction in the line. So we're gonna head back up there, sadly, and go look at the coil real quick to make sure at least it's not frozen or nothing. Here we back up here. So I didn't take the door fully off because that would be a whole hassle, and I'll have to basically put this whole thing back together. But I was able to take a little creak, like a little slit out, and I could see kind of in there where, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but you can kind of see that the coil isn't frozen. So the coil's not frozen, so it shouldn't be dropping that low like that. That basically tells me there's maybe a restriction in the line and maybe a bad TXV. Let me do some tests real quick to verify that, but that's kind of what it sounded like, to be honest with you. So let me put this down and look at some stuff before I just pour sweat out my whole body. All right, we're back. So after that last recording, as you can see, it started pouring down, raining. So I really couldn't record because I had to hurry up before all my stuff got wet. So basically, summarized everything that happened. Found out it was the TXV. The TXV was bad, causing restriction. Basically caused a restriction in the line. So basically I told the customer he needs a new TXV. I'm gonna have to replace the filter dryer. I'm gonna have to take the refrigerant out, add new refrigerant in. It's gonna be a crazy experience for him at least. So maybe in the future, if he goes with that being done, I can record that for you guys in the future. But as of right now, we got another maintenance. Also a no cool. It's like a maintenance / no cool. So let's head there. It's supposed to rain for like the next 30 minutes, but it's gonna take me about 30 minutes to get to my next stop. So hopefully it's all done by then. If not, it's gonna be a slippery day. So other than that, catch you guys there. Let's go. All right, here at the next stop, we're in a crawl space. Storm coming like crazy. This issue is more of indoors than outdoors. But it looks like what he said seems like it just was a big pile of water down here, and his pump wasn't pumping, which basically sounds about right. So that pump is full of water. For some reason, it's not pumping out. It is plugged in. I'm gonna see if there's electricity at that plug. It may just be a dead plug, or maybe just the pump is completely out. Of course, the water backed up into the system and start to basically leak on out on the ground. And that's basically what goes with that. Now, it's supposed to be tied up to the system and shut the system off, but obviously that's not the case for this. So we're gonna check that outlet real quick to make sure the outlet's not broke. We're gonna shake this. Yeah, it's full of water. It's not doing anything. Let's move the plug over. Spider web is smacking me in the arm. Ooh. Nothing right there. What we're gonna see is that power. Is power even getting into that? Because if it is and it's not plugged on, then that's basically a bad pump. All right, so I couldn't record, my angles wasn't really that great, but yeah, so we was getting power out of that outlet right there that sent voltage to the pump. As you can see, the old pump is right there. We put a new pump on and was able to basically push water out. So basically water was just backing up into the system and just pouring down nonstop down here for however long it's been like that. I wouldn't even be shocked if this actually floods sometimes. So that's what that was. Also, he didn't have it wired to the system. Usually when that gets full of water, it's supposed to shut the system off so he will know. But for some reason, that was not the case. I see the wire they was going to use, but they just snipped it. So I put a new pump on there. I'm gonna give him a new wire. So if this happens again next time, it just won't be a random day he comes down here and it's full of water. It'll legitimately be before it gets to this point. I'm supposed to be here for a maintenance too, but it's thunderstorming really, really badly. And it says it's supposed to continue till about 7 o'clock tonight. I'm gonna have to let him know. I'm gonna have to come back and do that another time for him. It's like so many mosquitoes down here. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go replace this and we should be all done for today. Live from the crawl space. So recording is pretty tough down here right now. So basically what happened was, let me just sum up everything. It's like one of those crazy, yucky, muddy, dirty type of jobs. But basically, that pump was bad. Water backed up, poured into the crawl space because there's supposed to be a safety wire connected to the heat pump to turn it off anytime that gets backed up. Now that wire wasn't connected. It was actually right here disconnected. So over this last couple of days or however long it's been backed up, water has just been pouring down his crawl space like this. He came down one day, seen that, and said, yeah, something wrong with my pump. Let me call us out. And that's when I came, and this is where we at right now. So basically I replaced the pump, gave him a new pump, and basically wired the system where how it's supposed to be. So if that pump ever gets back filled up, his system will shut off and you won't have to worry about this. Now it's storming outside, so I can't do his maintenance because I can't give him my accurate readings on the refrigerant if there is an issue. Plus I can't get to the system fully because it's nothing but a swimming pool, like even all the way towards there. So I'm kind of covered in mud already. We're just gonna basically just tell him we got the situation basically done for him, but we're gonna have to come back out for the maintenance, which he should be cool with. And other than that, I'll meet you guys in the truck. So that's all for today. Crazy day. It's turned out to be a sunny, perfect, great day in the morning to a stormy, nasty, ugly day at the end. Kind of the routine of the last couple of weeks here in Georgia, but we got today done on out and with. It was supposed to thunderstorm, allegedly, after I got done putting that pump in. Looks like the clouds held it off. It's supposed to actually rain in probably about another hour. But I still wasn't able to do the maintenance because, I mean, I'm drenched. His crawl space basically was flooded with water, at least where I was sitting at or kneeling at. So my shoes are wet, pants are wet, and it's not that comfortable situation. So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to just come back another day. So that's all for today. 2 maintenance, 2 service calls. TXV gotta get replaced soon, and also a maintenance gotta come back too. Other than that, appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe to keep up with weekly content. It's your boy HVacroddy. I'm out. Peace.